What's up, y'all? It's Wednesday, right about 10 o'clock, and I had a little free time this morning, so I figured I'd head out here and check out what's going on with some ammo. I hadn't had much time to get out here and see what's going on. I just had a bunch of different stuff happening at once, so I didn't have any time. I have ordered a couple little things online, and I actually did get out here to Rural King one day last weekend, picked up something at a pretty good deal that I know a lot of people would like to see me test. But other than that, it's looking pretty slim so far this week, unless I find some kind of deal on something I want to pick up. So let's head on up here to the Rural King first and see what's going on in there. All right, see what we got in here. It looks about the same as the last time I was in here. It's got some 44 mag. That's that Lever Evolution that I was getting down there at the local pawn shop for way less than that. So good that they got some of that anyway. 9mm looks the same. I don't really see anything at a super deal that I can see right now anyway. 329 on that Arms Core 22. It looks like that's about where it's gonna stick for a while. 10mm, somebody was telling me they had that center fire down to 17 something. It don't look like they've got any of that right now though. Shot shells looking about the same here. They've got some of their Target stuff at $8.99, so not bad there. Over on this side, looks like about the same story too. 350 Legend. They got some 30-06 PowerPoint. I'd like to run across some FMJ 30-06 just because I don't have any. 7.6251, 21.99 there. Several different types of 308 here. 6.5 Creedmoor. I'm actually going to grab a couple of boxes of this Aguila 6.5, I think, just because I need some after doing some sighting in. Looks like they've got a little 300 PRC here, 51.99, so that's some expensive stuff. A little bit of 243 and 25-06. Their 5.56 223 is still just too much. 10.99, 11.99, 13.99, so not a whole lot going on in here today. All right, y'all, made it out to Rural King. Not a whole lot going on in there. They had some decent amount of stock and all, but just nothing at a really spectacular deal that I couldn't pass up. That being said, I did grab a box of that 6.5, and I actually got a deal on some other stuff I'll show y'all when we get back to the house. So from here, I've actually got to run into the Wally World and grab a couple things unrelated. I'll take a look in there and maybe grab a quick little video if they got anything worth looking at. And then after that, I'm gonna run by my local shop because I've got to get a new tool down there, and I'll probably pick some ammo up for that. So let's run down there and see what they got, and then we'll head back to the house and I'll show y'all what I ended up with. I think this is all the same. Some 458 SOCOM, 357 SIG, the 10. Think it looks the same. Still got that real good 9mm deal going at $10.99. They got the 45 FMJ at $18.99, so that's good on that now. Got a bunch of 44 and 41 mag down here. I'm gonna get some of that 41 mag for reasons y'all hadn't seen yet. Still hanging on to a pretty good bit of powder and primers here. Every kind of primer, every size there. Looks like $7.99 on up from there, just depending on what it is and what the brand is. Rimfire looking good. Mag, 22 mag, 22 LR, some 17 HMR here. My good old 5.56 X-Tac for $7.99 that I always pick up a handful of. Hunting rounds, you know the deal there. Pretty much everything here. 30-06, 270, tons of 308 down here. 303 British, they still got a bunch of that. Quite a few different kinds of 30-30, 350 Legend, 450 Bushmaster. Shot shells, they always looking good on. The only thing I really check most of the time is 410. And they've actually got some more slugs here, some Federal Power Shock, same as these Remingtons that I got last time, $7.99 on those. I'll probably get some of those Power Shocks. All right, y'all, we're back at the house again. I'm gonna jump right into this because I've got a couple of other things to show you besides the ammo. But if you enjoy these videos, reach down and hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you got your notifications on. All of that stuff is absolutely free, but it really helps out, so I definitely appreciate that. So let's start it out right quick with the Rural King. First thing I grabbed in there was a box of this 140 grain 6.5 Creedmoor Aguila, just the FMJ. Only reason I got this is because I ran a few rounds of it, making sure that Frankie was sighted in good out there the other day, testing that armor, so I wanted to just replenish a box of it. I don't actually have a whole lot of 6.5, so that's another reason I got one box of it. This was $22.99. I think you can get FMJ now for maybe a couple bucks cheaper, but that's not too bad right now, so I grabbed one box of that. And then the other thing I got from there is something a little bit unusual, not because of what it is. It's some 380 Winchester white box, jacketed hollow point here, 95 grain. A lot of people have been asking me to test this stuff, and the cost of it, I know it's not going to do that great, or I feel like it's not going to do that great, so I just hadn't picked it up. This this was in Rural King, and if you'll look there, it had a sticker on it that it was missing one round. So I got this at a very, very good deal just because of missing that one round. So I couldn't help but grab this stuff. As you can see there, just a basic white box hollow point. So should be a good test anyway. Again, I know a lot of people's been looking forward to seeing this. So got one box of that. So next up, I'll show you a little online order I made. Picked up some Super Veil. I actually got this straight from their site. If y'all remember, it's been quite a while back. I actually tested this Super Veil Super Snub 38 Special Plus P of theirs, and it did really well. It wasn't conventionally what I like to really see, but it done really well, and most people seem to like that. I'll leave a link above for that if y'all hadn't seen it. But it was quite a while ago, before I'm using so much data that I'm using now. It was before I started putting the heavy clothing on it, so I could never find it back in stock again. I kept looking for a while and then just finally quit looking on there because it seemed like it never restocked. But a week or so ago, down in the comments of one of my testing videos, one of the guys from Super Veil actually made a comment down there, said, we need to send you some of our 223, I believe it was, over for testing. So that actually reminded me to check and see if that was back in stock again, and sure enough, this was back in stock. So I got 2 boxes of it. I can't remember exactly what this was. I want to say it was right at 30 bucks, maybe right under, something like that. So I got 2 boxes of that. And then while I was there, I noticed they had this back in stock too, their 80 grain solid copper expander pocket rocket 380. So I got 2 boxes of it. I want to say it was close to around the same price. Again, I can't find my little invoice where it was. The biggest thing that I didn't like about getting this stuff was the shipping cost. The shipping cost was outrageous. It was literally over 30 bucks to ship these 4 boxes. Now, that's not a knock directly on Super Veil or anything. Don't get me wrong. I know shipping costs are what they are. And if you're a smaller volume kind of deal, I know you can't get those same rates, but that's really, really outrageous. And that's the main reason I do not like to order ammo online. And I feel like a lot of other people feel the same way about that. And then the rest of the ammo was from my local shop this week. So first thing I'll show you is some of these Federal Power Shock 410 slugs. I picked 4 boxes of these up, 5 in a box, $7.99, just like the Remingtons, I believe the other ones were. I grabbed some of the Remingtons last time I was in there, and they didn't have these Federals. Basically the same thing, 2.5 inch 410 1/4 ounce slug. So again, I got 4 boxes of these. And then I ended up grabbing a couple boxes of 5.7 out of there. I got 2 boxes of this Gold Dot. You know, I've tested this in the past out of a couple different barrel lengths. This is nothing fantastic by any means, and it's pretty pricey, overpriced if you ask me, but I got a couple boxes of it anyway. The thing about my local shop, this wasn't no great deal. The thing about my local shop is when they get stuff at whatever the time they get it, you know, and pay for it, that's what they price it as. So this stuff is a little bit more what they've got it tagged at than you can get it online, but they always cut me a good deal on this stuff. So I gave basically what I would give online plus the shipping for that. And then I also grabbed a box of this Federal American Eagle 5.7, just a 40 grain FMJs. I've got like a half a box of this stuff. That's all I ever ended up even getting way back when, because it was just basic old FMJ. So I wanted to grab at least another box because I plan to do some velocity testing, a little more testing and stuff with that 5.7. The thing about this is that's always odd too, the Federal American Eagle. It seems like it's always higher than the rest, even though it's just basic FMJ. This stuff is like 35 bucks pretty much anywhere you see it right now. And then next up was actually a great deal from them, some Spear Gold Dot in the 50 round LE pack, 40 Smith & Wesson 165 grain, 50 round box here. They had just gotten these in on some Leo trade. They didn't have them on the shelf, and I don't know if they got enough to even put out, but he gave me one of these for $19.99, so 20 bucks for a 50 round box of Gold Dot 40 Smith & Wesson. I definitely could not say no there. I didn't know if I had any here is the reason I only got 1 box of them, and now that I realize I don't think I do, I may grab another one. So then the last couple of things as far as ammo from there is actually going to segue right into the new tool I'm going to show y'all. I got a couple of boxes of this 41 mag 210 grain semi-wad cutters. Now this is just the cowboy action stuff, so it's going to be weak loaded, but this is the only FMJ or Plinken type ammo that they had in 41 mag. As you can see, it's just a lead semi-wad cutter there. I'm not sure what the velocity is even going to be on this. I don't think, yeah, they don't have any velocity. It might be some on their site, but I'm not expecting this to be full loads at all. It's going to be light stuff, but I don't have any 41 mag, obviously, so I got a couple of boxes of this. Now, this is priced higher than you can get it online, too. With the shipping, it comes close, but again, they cut me a deal. He cut me a deal in there and gave me this for what I could have got it for on shipping, so it ended up being about 42 bucks a box for this. And then they also did have some good 41 mag mag ammo in there, as y'all saw. Some Hornady Custom 41 mag, 210 grain with the XTP loads here. I got 2 boxes of these. These were $24.95, so not bad really for these 20 round boxes of these in 41 mag. So should make some interesting testing on those. So since I picked up some 41 mag ammo and just told y'all I didn't have any, it's no secret what the new Tools chambered in. 41 mag here, and what I got, it's gonna take up too much of the screen with the ammo, is a Smith & Wesson revolver in 41 mag here. So we got the Model 57 here, the 6-inch barrel, 6-round cylinder, really nice blued finish with these wood grips. Beautiful revolver here, as you can see there. That should make for some really good testing with this 41 mag. And then a couple last things I want to show y'all right quick. You know, I've been putting a couple deals up with some affiliate stuff on my community page, and a couple were these Vortex 1-8 LPVOs. I got these things in. I just wanted to give y'all a little quick look at them. Mainly this op mod one, the FDE color one, just to show y'all kind of what it looks like. Now it's the anodized FDE, so you know it's kind of FDE comes in 50 shades basically. So there that is, the 1-8 version of it there. So really nice. I've looked through the glass. The reticle's really nice. It's really nice and clear. A lot of people always talk about the 1-8s. Once you get above 6 power, your focus kind of starts to change. And there, once you get above 6, I was kind of messing with it the other day. Once you get above 6, you do have to change that ocular focus just a tiny bit if you want it. I mean, crystal super sharp clear like it is at 6, but that's no huge deal at all to me. Up to 6, you don't mess with it. There's a black one, same exact thing, just the black finish. So I'm not sure as far as the mounts. Of course, this was the one that came with the mount, the cantilever mount from PSA. It's a great deal on these things, and I think after looking at them right now, I'm very impressed. So that's the cantilever mount you get with it. I'm not sure if I'm going to use, as far as this op mod, this FDE one, I already know what this is going on, and the different colors is actually going to work out absolutely perfect for what it's going on. So I don't know if I'll use a black mount, or I've got a Monstrum FDE one on the way. I'm going to try that. It's going to be obviously a different shade because that's just the way it is with FDE. But again, what I've got it going on is going to end up perfect. So I'll see which one looks better. And that wraps it up for the week, y'all. So a pretty good haul considering the other stuff other than the ammo, but even the ammo ended up pretty decent. Not the greatest deals on most of it other than a couple things, but it should end up being some really good testing stuff. But let me know what y'all looking forward to seeing and what kind of scores you might have got in y'all's area. Again, reach down and click all those buttons. All of that stuff really does help out the channel, so I definitely appreciate that. If you're doing some shopping, like I always remind you, check out those affiliate links down in the video description. Both of these optics are on there and a couple other good deals, and I've just got general links to most of the major places, so check those links out. And anything you get after going through those affiliate links, I get a kickback from them towards the channel, so I really do appreciate that. Once again, a big thanks to all my Range Gang members and every single one of y'all for supporting the channel. I've got some really good stuff on the way. I've already got a handful of jelly tests done for this weekend, so stay on the lookout for those. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you soon.